सेशन को स्टार्ट करने से पहले I would like to have the input as well as the concurrence regarding the quality of video as well as audio, and then we will start today's session. तो आज की सेशन को स्टार्ट करने से पहले एजेंडा थोड़ा सा क्लियर रखें। आज मैं लेने वाला हूं कुछ क्वेश्चंस जिसमें OL की वैल्यू जो है वो नॉन इन्फिनिटी है ना, और ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो सब के सब गेट में पूछे हुए क्वेश्चंस है। तो आप अगर फटाफट क्वालिटी ऑफ वीडियो और ऑडियो के बारे में बता दो, उसके बाद क्लास स्टार्ट करते हैं। चलो जल्दी जल्दी बता दो मेरे को, देखते हैं कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन ले सकते हैं आज। चलो, आप लोगों को कुछ क्वेश्चन जो खुद से सॉल्व करना है आज की क्लास में, ये क्वेश्चन आप लोगों को खुद सॉल्व करना है। ये मैं आप लोगों को करीबन करीबन 4 से 5 मिनट का टाइम दे रहा हूँ इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए। अब फटाफट रीड करना इस क्वेश्चन को और इसका आंसर करना। मैं बाहर से आवाज आ रही है उसको एक बार देख लेता हूँ। इसको आप एक बार रीड करो और इसका आंसर दो। दिस वन सब लोगों से एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा इसका आंसर में। ये read the problem carefully and tell me what is supposed to be the best most answer for this given question, and keep in mind this question has been a part of gate electronics. Read the problem carefully and tell me. बताएं। यार एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी यार, बाहर से थोड़ा सा नॉइस आ रहा है, देखते हैं। आप लोगों को तो नहीं आ रहा नॉइस? अगर बताओ मेरे को, बाकी लोग बताना मेरे को, नॉइस तो नहीं आ रहा ना आप लोगों को? गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग डियर। ये बता दें थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि मेरे बाहर नॉइस पड़ा था। हेलो हेलो। चलिए देखेंगे अगर इस प्रॉब्लम को, तो ये प्रॉब्लम प्रैक्टिकल ऑपरेशनल ओपन लूप गेन की वैल्यू नॉन इनफाइनाइट दी हुई है। अगर इनफाइनाइट दी हुई होती तो सीधे सीधे अपन वर्चुअल ग्राउंड थ्योरी लगाते, आउटपुट और इनपुट को इस नोड से रिलेट करते और यहाँ गेन मिलता माइनस आर एफ बाई आर वन। बट यहाँ गेन जब हमें माइनस आर एफ बाई आर वन नहीं मिलेगा। मैंने लास्ट क्लास में भी आप लोगों को अच्छे से समझाया है, इस तरीके के प्रॉब्लम में मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ गेन हमेशा और हमेशा आइडियल केस से थोड़ा कम मिलता है। कुछ भी केस ले लो, या एओएल की वैल्यू इन्फिनिटी ना हो, आर इन की वैल्यू अगर इन्फिनिटी ना हो, के मान लो दे दिया 100 किलो ओम, आप कैलकुलेट करोगे आंसर निकलेगा वो ठीक है, लेकिन आप पहले से ये अंदाजा लगा सकते हो कि पहले से गेन जो है वो थोड़ा सा डिक्रीज होगा। पहले अगर गेन -10 डिवाइडेड बाय वन -10 निकला है, तो अभी गेन सकता है -9.8 निकले, -9 निकले। सिमिलरली आउटपुट इंपिडेंस थ्योरेटिकली जीरो होता है। अगर प्रॉब्लम में आर नॉट की वैल्यू 1 किलो ओम दे दी है, एबीसीडी 4 ऑप्शंस दे दिया, और उसमें गेन दिया हुआ है -10, एक जगह दिया हुआ है -11, एक जगह दिया हुआ है -13 और एक जगह दिया हुआ है -9। -9 को आप टिक करो और आगे बढ़ो। क्यों? कहीं भी ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर की किसी भी पैरामीटर्स को आइडियल से अगर प्रैक्टिकल साइड में लेके जाओगे, तो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ गेन हमेशा घटता है, इंक्लूडिंग ओपन लूप, डिफरेंशियल वोल्टेज गेन, इनपुट इंपेडेंस, आउटपुट इंपेडेंस। इस चीज को आप लोग हमेशा और हमेशा अपने ध्यान में जरूर रखें। इन द सेम वे we had taken this question as well, and keep in mind this question has been a question of गेट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करीबन करीबन 10 साल पहले। तो बिल्कुल एक्सपेक्टेड है इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आप लोगों के पीएसयूज में, इसरो, डीआरडीओ, बीआरसी, इनके अलग अलग जो एग्जामिनेशंस होते हैं, वुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ इट। तो अनंता भाई ये बता दो कि इस प्रॉब्लम का आपके हिसाब से आंसर क्या ही आना चाहिए? I would like to have the input from you, Ananta bhai. Tell me what is supposed to be the best most answer for this given question. और अनंता, तुमने मेरे को लास्ट क्लास में रिक्वेस्ट किया था कि सर एक आध क्वेश्चन नॉन इन्वर्टिंग केबल लेना, तो आज पूरी की पूरी क्लास में हम यही क्वेश्चन लेने वाला है। एओएल की वैल्यू नॉन इनफाइनाइट रखेंगे और कैलकुलेशन परफॉर्म करेंगे। देखें, समझिएगा, लास्ट क्लास में मैंने ये बताया है कि ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर एक डिफरेंशियल एम्पलीफायर है, तो इसका मतलब V प्लस और V माइनस के वोल्टेज डिफरेंस को ये गेन देगा और आउटपुट में रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा। इतना तो क्लियर है? ठीक। मैंने मान लिया कि वोल्टेज अक्रॉस द नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल इज बीन वी आई। क्या बोला है मैंने इसको? वी आई बोला है, वी आई। और नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल पे तो वोल्टेज वैसे ही जीरो है। एक मिनट रुक जाओ, कंफ्यूज हो गए, थोड़ा सा ऐसे कर लेना, तो रुक जाओ। तो मैंने इसको हटाना है, सबसे पहले कंफ्यूज कर रहा है, ये देखो, इन दोनों को हटाओ आप। ये है नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल और ये है इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल। नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल को तो आपने वैसे ही फिजिकली ग्राउंड कर दिया है, फिजिकली ग्राउंड कर दिया है। आगे बात समझ में? एंड लेट्स टेक एट इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल द पोटेंशियल इज Vx, Vx। तो VID की वैल्यू कितनी होगी? VID में हमेशा आप V प्लस माइनस ऑफ V माइनस कैलकुलेट करते हैं। ध्यान देना, अगर आप V प्लस को और V माइनस को आपस में स्वैप कर दिए, तो पूरे के पूरे क्वेश्चन का आंसर एकदम लगाने वाला है। आगे बात समझ में? Has it been clear to all of us? So here what had been the V plus, my dear friend? The V plus has been connected to the ground and that is being zero, whereas V minus is being taken for the time being minus of V। तो VID की वैल्यू एटलीस्ट इस प्रॉब्लम में समझ में आ चुकी है, and that is supposed to be minus Vx। ठीक। ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर के आउटपुट साइड में होता है वोल्टेज, वोल्टेज सोर्स जो होता है प्लस माइनस। ध्यान देना, जो टर्मिनल ऑप एम्प के आउटपुट से कनेक्टेड होता है वो प्लस होता है, ठीक है। लेकिन अब मैं इसको जानबूझ के माइनस रख रहा हूँ। क्यों माइनस रख रहा हूँ? देखो, ये था प्लस माइनस और साथ में था वी आई डी। वी आई डी की वैल्यू कितनी है? माइनस ऑफ वी एक्स। चाहो तो आप यहाँ पर एओएल इंटू माइनस ऑफ वी एक्स रखो, पोलैरिटी ऊपर पॉजिटिव, नीचे नेगेटिव रखो और या फिर पोलैरिटी को स्विच कर दो और ये माइनस में यहाँ प्लस ले आओ। यहाँ वैल्यू क्या होने वाली है? ये वैल्यू होने वाली है एओएल इंटू वीएक्स। एओएल इंटू वीएक्स। हाँ अनंता, मेरे को लग रहा है सही आंसर आया आपका। ये देखें, एक स्टेप और आगे चलते हैं। अब यहाँ क्या होने वाला है? हियर इट बिकम्स वीएक्स माइनस वीएस डिवाइडेड बाय 1 किलो, देन कम्स वीएक्स माइनस ऑफ, देखो माइनस और माइनस हो जाएगा प्लस। एओएल की फॉर्मूला में वैल्यू क्लियरली दी हुई है और वो दी हुई है 100। वीएक्स डिवाइडेड बाय, ऑफ डिनोमिनेटर में हो जाएगा ये 10 किलो और ये हो जाएगी 0। मैं जानबूझ के एक इक्वेशन में वी नॉट, वीएस और वीएक्स नहीं लाना चाह रहा हूँ। मैं ट्राई करूंगा कि एक इक्वेशन में केवल दो अननोन्स हो, दो वेरिएबल। तो यहाँ क्या था, तो मैं इसको कनेक्ट करने के टाइम पे वी नॉट भी यूज कर सकता था या फिर एओएल वीएक्स भी यूज कर सकता था। डिलिबरेटली मैं वी नॉट ना यूज करके एओएल वीएक्स यूज किया हूँ कि कैलकुलेशन करना थोड़ा सा आसान होगा। एक इक्वेशन में मैं चाहता था केवल वीएक्स और वीएस हो जो है। ठीक, आप एक चीज और भी देख लें, वी नॉट और वी एक्स सीधे सीधे कनेक्टेड है। कैसे कनेक्टेड है आप देख सकते हैं। वी नॉट इज इक्वल्स टू माइनस टाइम्स ऑफ ए ओ एल इंटू वी एक्स, ये कुछ इस तरीके से। ठीक, चलिए तो वी एक्स पे फोकस करते हैं। अपन सबसे पहले लेंगे एलसीएम। एलसीएम लेने के लिए ऑब्वियस बात है, डिनोमिनेटर 10 किलो हो जाएगा, 10 का मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऊपर होगा, ऑफ वी एक्स माइनस 10 ऑफ वी एस प्लस ऑफ वी एक्स प्लस ऑफ 100 टाइम्स ऑफ वी एक्स इज इक्वल्स टू 0। अनंत मैं ये समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, कल हम लोगों ने डेटा नहीं लिया था, आरएफ लिया था, आर वन लिया था, एओएल लिया था, इसलिए आप लोगों को तकलीफ हुई। Why? Why we had little bit doubt? Because we did not have any numeric value. And with the help of AOL, RF, and R1, the calculations becomes a bit difficult and clumsy. But at least in today's class, as we had been taking a exact values of AOL, RF, R1, the calculation would become much, much easier. And that is what we had been experiencing over here. Has it been clear to all of us? Either it has been Ravi or Ananta. Has it been clear to all of us? Yes, sir. It has been clear to all of us. So we will go one step again further. My basic intention is to get Vx, and once we are in knowing the value of Vx, I will be feeding this data over here, and I will be getting the value of V naught as well. V naught as well. Okay, then we will segregate the value of or the component of Vx. So here it becomes 100, sorry, 100, 110, 1111. So here it becomes 111 Vx, and this minus 10 times of Vs goes towards right hand side, and that becomes 10 times of Vs. 10 times of Vs. We will go one step again further. So I will try to get the value of Vx from here. The Vx is simply going to be of 10 times of Vs over triple one. Triple one. So why don't we feed this data over this important conclusion which we had already derived earlier. So here comes V naught is equals to AOL. We know what has been the AOL over here, my dear. AOL. AOL has been 100 minus 100 into Vx. Vx is nothing but 10 divided by of triple one. And now you can bring this Vs towards downside. Tell me what is the value which we get for this given question. Here it becomes 1000, 1000 divided by of 111. And the value is approximately 9.0009, or I can say approximately minus 9. So may I know what is supposed to be the best most answer? B is supposed to be the best most answer. Even just watching their options itself, I could have told the B is supposed to be the one of the answers. See, C can't be the answer. When you will be getting the gain as minus 10, when the operational amplifier is in the ideal most in nature. EOL infinity, R in infinity, R not 0. Even D cannot be the case at all. Why? Because here the gain had superseded the gain of ideal operational amplifier. That is not at all possible. So only you had stuck to A and B. That is what I am saying. You had to do the complete calculation, then only you will be able to reach to the final conclusion. सनंता भाई ये बताएंगे, आप जैसे पूछ रहे थे कि सर एओएल की प्रॉब्लम में वैल्यूज दी हुई होती है और उसके बाद वोल्टेज गेन निकालने पूछा जाता है, तो क्या इस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम में आपको इन फ्यूचर डाउट होगा? So once solve this question, हाँ, Miller theorem also we can use. And जो Miller theorem use करूँगा, and there is going to be of Miller theorem 1. Which theorem? Miller theorem 1. There are been the two different kinds of Miller theorem. Miller theorem 1, which we use for the voltage shunt, and the second is going to be of Miller theorem 2, which we use in current series. Anyways, for the time being, I won't go into the detailed analysis of Miller theorem because Miller theorem is a separate topic. So once we are done with those topics, no, I will come back. I will take few number of numericals which are based on BJT amplifier as well as operational amplifier. अनंता एक काम और कर रहे हैं. Now again I will take one more question. One more question. Again the value of AOL will be finite, and you have to get its answer. Great. Here comes the next question. This problem has been a part of Gate Electronics year of 1990. The problem was framed by IIC Bangalore. See, this kind of the questions are been repeatedly asked in older days as well. Yes. See, here comes the question. ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा आपको स्ट्रक्चर से फोकस ही नहीं करना है. आपको बस ये देखना है कि ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर का इंटरनल रिप्लेसमेंट किस सर्किट से होंगे. भूल जाओ इन्वर्टिंग है, नॉन इन्वर्टिंग है. इवन कुछ अच्छे क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो इंटीग्रेटर साइड से भी पूछे हुए हैं कि आपका एक ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर जिसके एओएल की वैल्यू 50 है और ऊपर में कैपेसिटर लगा है, रादर कीपिंग रजिस्टर. So you don't have to focus which kind of the circuit you had been dealing. You just have to focus how the operational amplifier will be replaced with its internal, and then you have to get the ratio between its output to the input. One thing has been quite sure, the practical voltage gain, the magnitude will always be lesser than the ideal operational amplifier voltage gain. नहीं एडी आई विल गिव यू द कंप्लीट डेरिवेशन एज वेल. व्हाट्स एल्स? मतलब ये कोई बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. इफ यू वांट आई कैन गिव इट हियर इटसेल्फ. बट मिलर के साथ few concepts have been involved. Until and unless those concepts are not clicking in your mind, no, just by mugging up output impedance, voltage gain, it is not going to serve your complete ideology. Voice is breaking. May I know, has it been the case? क्या voice break कर रहा है? Tell me. I would like to know from each one of you whether this problem has been persisting to all of us. देखो अब मैं थोड़ा सा दूर रख रहा हूँ. Now it had been. देखो अब ध्यान दो. Now probably see what happens. This video is being streamed through Unacademy application, and probably if voice goes beyond certain threshold, there used to be a break. Now tell me, has it been okay? I had brought my mic a bit far. Okay then. The operational amplifier of figure has very poor open loop voltage gain of 45. Virtually speaking, this has been a problem where the value of AOL is no more infinity, and they had asked you to get the ratio between output to the input. So how do we deal with this kind of problem? Always start calculating its ideal voltage gain. That has been V naught versus V in. आप सब लोगों को पता है it is been a kind of a standard non-inverting amplifier. The gain which has been offered by the standard non-inverting amplifier is supposed to be of 1 plus 8 kilo divided by 2 kilo, and the value is supposed to be of 5. और किसी भी तरीके से अगर ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर में प्रैक्टिकल एंगल इन्वॉल्व होना चालू हुआ, like AOL is no more infinity, Rn is no more infinity, R naught is no more zero. In either of the cases, the magnitude of voltage gain will get down. Agreed? Virtually speaking, the answer cannot be 5 or more than 5. this has been gone, this has been gone, and you had just been left out with the C and D. So even you had to guess the answer, you had to have a little bit what basis for it. Basis for it. Has it been clear? Now we will go one step again further. See, now instead applying the input at inverting terminal as we did it in the last slide, now the input is being applied to Vin. And let's take the voltage difference between these two terminal has been VID, and always it is being taken minus upside plus downside, and the voltage difference has been VID. See, rather writing it VID, I would write this as a Vx. Why? Because writing V in suffix two letters I and D will always drain your energy, and the accuracy will also go down. So I had taken the differential voltage input VID as Vx. Don't get confused in it. And always the polarity would be positive towards the non-inverting side, and it's going to be negative towards the inverting side. Agreed? So may I know what is going to be the voltage at this terminal? What is going to be the voltage at this terminal? It's been like this. You can apply a KVL over here. Once you go downside, minus terminal of Vx is V. Strike, तो obviously बात है, impact will be minus. And then comes V. V has been like this. Now, again, what is going to be the voltage across this? It is simply going to be of Vx, right, sir? And then comes V. So अब इस नोड पे KCL लगाना becomes much easy. Now applying the KCL at this point becomes much easy. And at the output side, you will be having AOL. May I know what had been the worth of AOL? That has been 45 into VID. It is not V minus. It has been VID. Keep in mind. And what has been the VID here on the ATM files? And that is nothing but VX. सब लोगों को क्लियर है? अगर थोड़ा भी यहाँ मिस्टेक कमिट करेंगे, पोलैरिटी में मिस्टेक कमिट करेंगे, and it will be utterly something very. And this has been the equivalent model of this operational amplifier. And taking the reference of this equivalent model, easily you can solve this problem out. अनंता भाई आपको एग्जैक्टली प्रॉब्लम था इस तरीके के cases। तो आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा धीरे धीरे अपने कंसेप्ट को नर्सर करना है, नरिश करना है। So here the voltage has been Vx. The potential difference between the non-inverting and inverting terminal is VID. Deliberately, I did not take VID because VID V carries I and D in suffix. Unnecessarily, I will not waste my effort. Even I can write straight away V itself. That would be even great. Agreed till this point? So what I would do, I would apply the KCL at this point because this has been a point where V in, V naught, and Vx all three connect together. So here it becomes minus Vx plus of V in, and then minus 0. Towards denominator side, we had 2 kilo plus minus Vx plus V in. If I want, I can take a V naught, or either if you want, I can take 45 times of Vx. But I would go ahead with the 45 times of Vx because unnecessarily in a single equation, I don't want the presence of Vx, V in, and V naught. So rather writing it in terms of V naught, I would be writing in terms of Vx. Here goes minus 40 times of 45 times of Vx, and towards denominator side we have 8 kilo। और इसको मैं कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ 0 से। I had compared this with 0। ये नहीं ठीक है ना, about engineer, nothing, no problem in that। See the PDCs and the state electricity boards and all, they had been recruiting to the separate body. Although in separate body, they take a decision that yes, return we won't take, and instead they return, they would be taking the reference of gate. This has not been the initiation from the gate, no, gate body। Gate body आपकी ऐसा initiation तो नहीं ले रही है। Like if I had started a private company, I had been a teacher in gate industry, and I know the student who had got a good score in gate, they have been very good in technical. So in my recruitment process, also I won't take a written examination. What I would do, so I would just take all of the students who had got this much score. They can come straight away for the interview. Nothing to do with the gate and all, no. The different PSUs, different private organizations, different government organizations, and got their own recruitment bodies, and they are trying to convince themselves that preparing a paper, conducting a genuine paper across the country without any leakage and without any breakage. Obviously, it has been a very difficult task. Many other times I had seen a different body take the examination. Let's say in that examination there are been the 4 to 5 number of discrepancies or mistakes. What the student will do? The student, let's take 150 number of seats are being there. Till 150 number of seats, the student got consumed. But the student who had a 151 rank, he will claim that, sir, the 4 number of questions which you had marked me as a wrong answer, they were correct. So my rank will go up within 140, not even within 150, within 140. So obviously, I am also being a candidate who should be getting selected. What he will do, he will go to the court. The court will also see the matter and they'll tell yes, this is a genuine matter. So we held all of the recruitment process. So just because of 1 or 2 person, just because of a 2 or 3 number of mistakes, the complete recruitment process gets held for 2 to 3 years. And as there be lack of manpower, their production will go down, and their costing will go up. So they had known one thing: conducting a fair and genuine written test across the country is not a piece of cake. Definitely, they can't do that. So why don't we allow this thing to do by the best of the best body who can do the things in a transparent manner? And even the gate also has certain problems. Many of the times in the previous years, it had been seen there are been 1 or 2 number of mistakes in each and individual paper. But for that, they had made a feedback mechanism. They will float their answer, they will ask their feedback, and again they will rechange their answer. That feedback mechanism the IITs had because they are technocrats. But that feedback the different PSU can't have, no. Where only they have to recruit around 50 to 60 number of students. So end of the day, they could learn one thing. The gate is only been the piece of cake. And through the gate, at least written part would be transparent enough. Agree what I'm saying? So that is why you don't think what the gate body has been trying to write. Different PSUs, different private organizations, definitely in future they would increase the written test. Sorry, they would try to remove the written test and they will take three. They will take gate only. Even the private organizations, what I feel in future, definitely few of the mass recruiter of the private organizations are also going to take the gate examination as a reference, specifically from the computer science. Don't you think so? Like L&T, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, if they wanted to recruit the different students for the proper technical work, where the package is more than 15 lakhs. If this has not been just for sake of recruitment, they have been recruiting, where the package is 5 lakh. Or 6 lakh. If the package is more than 15 lakh, and if they have been trying to recruit a fresher like B, don't you think in future they will think of written test as a gate? When I would be a good position in those companies, so definitely I'll do that part. There would be a two channel of written. Either you can come through this, either you can come through the gate. So in future, even the contribution of private companies are also going to increase. Even you could take the reference of few state service examinations as like Madhya Pradesh, mm, idle power plant that floated few number of vacancies. That clearly written. If gate score is so, you can straight away come for the interview. And probably 3 to 4 number of notifications had come from the state body that they are not really written examination, and it would be completely based on gate performance. So think in this way, in future the impact of gate is there is no doubt in it. और आप ये बोल रहे हैं ना कि गेट में ऐसा लिखा हुआ है कि there have been no assurance. What happens? Many of the times, many of the lawyers or many of the people who have been well known to judiciary, what they would do, they would misinterpret or they will give you misinterpretation of all of the sentences they must have been written over their official website. And they may also claim, according to this sentence, I should be getting into the PSU. So give me one job in PSU. Yes, there could be different interpretation, specifically in the field of law. So that is why they have been making it very clear. If you have been writing in gate, you have been getting good score. It's still that it is not an assured way of getting PhDs. Did you really understand? See what happened when I was there in VR. One of my friend, he was also a permanent scientist in Baba Atomic Research Center. One of the person, he was a contact person who was brought in a daily wages basis. Okay, what happened while his duration was getting completed? He asked to my friend to give a signature in a certain piece of paper and where it was written, the person has worked under me within a frame of 3 years, and I had been endorsing that the person is well in character. He had did all of the works in great sincerity. Obviously, he's been a great person in future for any kind of job. And he had given a signature over here. What he did, the contact person, he went to court. What he did, what he said, sir, as per the law, if any contact person works for 3 or more than 3 years into the government organization, he has to get a permanent job into the government organization without any return, without any interview. And law had their own course. Law had gone through their law, and they said yes, the input is being genuine. Then they asked, what has been the proof that you had worked there for the 3 years? Then he has shown that paper. And my friend's signature over there. So my the friend's boss scolded him. So what you did there? And at last that person got consumed in government organization. Although the level of post was quite lower inside, but still without written, without interview, without the process of recruitment, he was straight away got it. About engineer, did you really understood what exactly I wanted to communicate to this student? There are several things in law. Probably the common people like us we will not understand. So gate body must have faced something like this from the judiciary side, and that is why they had wanted to rule out this concept. Value कितनी आ रही है अनंता भाई? 4.5. So the same thing we will be doing over here. We will take the LCM first. And as we know, 2 kilo and 8 kilo, their LCM is supposed to be of 8. So the 4 is going to get multiplied over here. It becomes minus of 4x plus of 4 in minus of Vx plus of V in minus of 45x. Altogether, it is being compared with 0. Altogether, it is being compared with 0. Anyways, now all V in is been brought together. So 4 times of V in plus V in becomes 5 times of V in. In a kind of this. And now here comes, see, minus 4 minus 1 that becomes minus 5. And this becomes minus 50 times of Px. Deliberately, they had chosen the value of AOL as this. Because you can see very well both had got a common factor as 5 and the calculation becomes much easier. So here, as you can see very well, I can clearly understand that Bx is equals to Bx is equals to V in divided by of 10. So deliberately that taken AOL as 45. In first look, it will look why they had taken the value as 45. They could have taken this as a 50 or 100. The calculation must have been easy. But once you take the value as 45, you can see in this linear equation how the calculation became much easy. And you can see very well the value of Px is equals to V in divided by 10. Yes. So what I would do, I would keep this Vx as over here. Here comes Vx, that is sorry, that is V in divided by of 10 into 45. That is equal to V out. V in will come down, and the value which we supposed to get is in plus 4.5. Obviously, the value is supposed to be in plus. Why? Because we had been taking the reference of a non-inverting. So अनंता भाई ये बताएं मेरे को, ये clear है कि नहीं आप लोगों को? The two number of questions which we had taken in today's class, has it been clear to all of us? or not? So I can say they have not been even problem of operational amplifier. They have been the simple problem of network theory, where we had been dealing with a voltage dependent voltage source. अगर फटाफट बता दो, even I will take one more problem and we'll be done with this kind of question. नहीं, ये बताएँगे मेरे को ये क्लियर है कि नहीं पहले ये बताएँ अनंता भाई? ये क्लियर है कि नहीं एक बार फिर से समझाऊँ देखो। इस सर्किट में आपको कुछ सोचने की नीड नहीं है कि वेदर इट इज़ बीन इन्वर्टिंग, नॉन इन्वर्टिंग, कैपेसिटर्स आर बीन यूज्ड, इंडक्टर, रेजिस्टेंस, कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ, कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑल, कुछ सोचने की नीड नहीं है। Just focus whether the value of A O L has been given separately. Yes, it has been given. This has been the case, the closed loop gain will go down. AD, I'll take that question now. Yes. AD, always tell that no at initial basis. Because sometimes what happens, these videos are getting streamed through the Unacademy application. After 1 hour, I can't take any extra question. Anyways, I'll take the question as well. Sonal sir, group, where it is. Which question you want exactly? Ravi, there have been the two different questions. Question number 77 and question number 4.29. चलिए अनंत आपका देख लेता हूँ, then we'll take few number of questions which has been posted by Ravi as well. See, so this has been the case now. Always focus over the differential input voltage, VID. Keep in mind, polarity will always be positive towards the non-inverting terminal. So you have to search the non-inverting terminal keenly and then only have to place the VID. If this becomes reverse, instead the positive somewhere negative terminology will come and out of the box, output would be something very big. Has it been clear? Now, if this voltage has been plus and this voltage has been minus, voltage is supposed to be of VID or Vx. You know what is going to be the voltage across this? See, voltage across any of the terminal is always being taken in reference to the ground. It has been ground over here. Voltage difference between this terminal, I can say the voltage between these two terminal is minus Vx plus Vin. So may I know what has been the voltage across this terminal? It has been minus Vx plus Vin. My basic intention is to bring the component of Vx and Vin together at this point so that I will be able to create a linear equation which will contain Vx, V, V naught, and easily I would be able to connect V naught and Vin. Towards output side, obviously output operational amplifier is a voltage dependent voltage source. So input voltage difference is going to decide the output voltage, and keep in mind the voltage differential gain is being taken as 45. Yes. Now what I did, I took the KCL over here. How many number of branches have been there through which the current are been transferred? This has been the first branch and this has been the second branch. Being ideal operational amplifier, inverting a terminal is not going to enter source or sink any amount of current. And that had been happening. So we had started with this is see minus Vx plus Vn minus 0 divided by F2 minus Vx plus Vn minus 45. Keep in mind this has been plus. So here the subtraction will take this divided by 8. But we will take its LCM. LCM is going to be of 8. We will multiply with 4. And here Vx has been found as a Vn divided by 4. And may I know what has been Vx? Vx 45 times of Vx. I repeat, 45 times of Vx has been V naught. So V naught is equal to 45 times of Vx. Vx can be written as V in divided by 10 and that becomes 4.5. Okay, let me take few number of questions which are raised by Mr. Ravi. You want the explanation of both, or whether you want the explanation of 77 only or 4.29 only? Tell me. Both. Okay, great. Is it been visible? No, no. .29, it's been a problem from gate electrical. And definitely the first problem has not been the part of gate. We'll see what exactly it has been trying to ask. Yes. This has been the first question which has been asked by Mr. Ravi. Ravi and rest of the students, now has it been properly visible? Because the white background in my digital board, it flashes a lot. So that is why I deliberately I changed or inverted its color. Probably it must be visible to all of us now. So let me focus over the first question. What would be the output of the following circuit if a positive going unipolar pulse with a amplitude greater than Vref is applied to the input? Okay, okay, okay. Vref has been clearly given. Just a minute. See, let's take here we had a reference input voltage Vref, and nothing is being given regarding the diode. Obviously, diode is going to be of kind of ideal diode. Is going to be of kind of ideal diode. थैंक्स डियर आपने तो मेरे को कभी फॉलो ही नहीं किया लेकिन यार फॉलो किया ठीक और सेम गोस विद दिस सर्किट एज वेल एनीवेज ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो गेट इलेक्ट्रिकल का भी रहा है गेट पक्का है ये गेट इलेक्ट्रिकल का प्रॉब्लम रहा है एग्जैक्टली मैं बता नहीं पाऊंगा कब लेकिन यस गेट इलेक्ट्रिकल का प्रॉब्लम रहा है चलो ये भी प्रॉब्लम देख लेते हैं देखिए आपको कुछ इस तरीके का सर्किट दिया हुआ है और वोल्टेज सोर्स विथ वोल्टेज आरबी डिवाइड आर1 इन पैरेलल विद आर2 तो आपसे ये पूछा गया है ये सर्किट किस तरीके का सर्किट को आप रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं अरे ग्रेट यार नहीं नहीं चलो गेट परफेक्ट यार परफेक्ट कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा है आपने मेरे से ईएमएफटी पढ़ा है क्या ईएमएफटी इलेक्ट्रिकल ईएमएफटी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ये बताएं आप थोड़ा सा चलो ओके ओके देखो अगर इस प्रॉब्लम को आप ढंग से विजुअलाइज करें तो व्हाट हैड बीन हैपनिंग जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस वे आपको जो एनालिसिस करना है नथिंग इज बीन गिवन रिगार्डिंग वेयर द एनालिसिस शुड बी मेड ऑब्वियसली आई विल टेक द रेफरेंस ऑफ लोड तो मैं जो एनालिसिस करने वाला हूं वो लोड पे करने वाला हूं देखो लोड पे करने वाला हूं थोड़ा सावधानी से ध्यान देखना व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आई वांटेड टू कम्युनिकेट थैंक्स डियर थैंक्स अ लॉट यार इट मींस अ लॉट अगर आप लोग इस तरीके की बात करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली इट मींस अ लॉट फॉर अस तो मेरा जो एरिया ऑफ कंसर्न होगा लोड होगा। रवि, डिड यू रियली अंडरस्टूड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आई वांटेड टू कम्युनिकेट? This circuit had been given for the sake of reference, and they had been asking which kind of the source it had been. The first has been this, and the second has been if it has been a source of voltage or current, there must have a little bit of output. कि voltage है तो कितने वोल्ट सोर्स का है और करंट है तो कितने करंट सोर्स का है। Has it been clear to all of us? देखिए कुछ चीजें जो आप लोगों को ध्यान रखनी है, few other things. कुछ नहीं दिया हुआ है तो मेरा रेफरेंस जो होगा वो लोड होगा। आई रिपीट, इफ नथिंग इज बीन गिवन माय रेफरेंस इज गोइंग टू बी ऑफ माय लोड। नाउ व्हाट आई वुड डू, आई वुड रीजनरेट दिस सर्किट जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग। कभी भी ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर या एनालॉग सर्किट को डील करने का बेस्ट तरीका होता है, सर्किट अगर थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे लग रहा है ना, तो जिस भी तरीके के सर्किट को आपने पहले एनालिसिस किया है, उसको हमने थोड़ा-सा तोड़ लो, मरोड़ लो, क्योंकि उससे फिर गुड फीलिंग आने लगेगी और कुछ एनालिसिस जो आपने ऑलरेडी कर रखा है, उसको डबल से एनालाइज़ करने की नीड नहीं है। ठीक? That is what I am saying. No, the circuit shown in a figure, they must have told the kind of voltage or current source it had been at load. If nothing has been given, my focus would be at load. I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. See, so here it becomes minus and here it becomes plus. And you can see very well the minus is all the way connected to the output terminal, and that terminal is nothing but a load terminal. It's been a kind of this. And similarly, inverting terminal is also all the way connected to the ground, and that worth of impedance is being R. This is being smaller, and this is going to be of load. This is going to be of load. Has it been clear to all of us? Then non-inverting terminal has been connected with non-inverting terminal has been connected with a series block of resistance. Let's take it has been R1, probability is in R1, and then comes, and here it has been connected to the V now. V now. Did you really understood what exactly I wanted to communicate through this point? यहाँ तक सबको सब चीजें क्लियर हैं? Yes, sir. And here comes R2. Here comes R2. R2. So from the voltage division rule, as there would not be any sink of current to the non-inverting terminal, being ideal operational amplifier, this voltage is supposed to be of R2 divided by of R1 plus R2 into V. Yes or no? And from the virtual ground theory, virtual short theory, ground तो नहीं बोलूंगा because this is no more ground. The same voltage will be transferred over here, and that has been V R2 R1 plus R2 plus R2. Yes. Till this point, I don't find any of the students would have any kind of doubt. अब यहाँ एक important point, एक important मुद्दा उठाने जा रहा हूँ. Keep in mind, if load resistance is being changing, I repeat, if load resistance is being changing, whether the voltage across the load would change or not, obviously it would change. How? Here comes this KCL, and once you'll apply the KCL at output at the input side, and then the load resistance will also come into the part of that equation. And as the load impedance will change, the voltage across the load will also change. Did you really understood what exactly I wanted to communicate? But one thing is not changing. You know what is that? If this voltage has been fixed, here let's take the voltage has been 0. So this current I is supposed to be of V R2 divided by of R1 plus R2 divided by of R divided by of R. Or I can write this as R2 divided by of R1 plus R2, and here comes capital V divided by of R. तो एक important चीज बताना चाहूंगा. The ideal current source has been a kind of source where the current across the load does not change its value, even the load resistance changes. And same goes, a voltage source has been a source where the load voltage does not change, even the load impedance changes. If you have a look on it, if you take a ideal current source its input impedance has been infinity. Let's take it has been 1 ampere. If load is being keep increasing or decreasing, still the amount of current has been flowing across the load remains 1 ampere. Whereas if you take a practical current source, there would be a parallel resistance to it. Here RL. RL. Let's take it has been 1 ampere. Let's take it has been a 10 ohms, and let's take it has been a RL, which has been keep increasing. See, well, when the value of RL will increase, you yourself would be able to see from the current division rule, you will be getting different current to the different road resistance. Road resistance. This has been an ideal current source, and this has been a practical current source. In practical current source, whenever the load resistance changes, the current across load also will change. Why? Because there had been a part of unnecessarily current which has been going back through this. Are you watching me? Same goes with the ideal voltage source. If you take ideal voltage source, source resistance in series would be zero. So even RL changes, still the voltage and RL is in parallel. The same voltage has been phased through here. Whereas if series resistance do come into the picture, RL will change. If RL will decrease, the voltage across the RL will decrease. If RL will increase, the voltage across the RL will increase. Yes. So from here onwards, I can say at least one of the important point. A source is said to be a voltage source, current source. तो आप ये बताएंगे इस सर्किट में this particular region will you treat as a voltage source or will you treat as a current source? This has been completely given to all of you. बताएं मेरे को. Will you treat this as a voltage source or current source? बताएं मेरे को फटाफट. Because if load is being keep changing, this current is all the way flowing through the feedback. And as this current is fixed, this current will also be fixed irrespective of the various. Eddie, actually the conceptual idea behind this question has it been clear? It is not just for the giving you answer. No, you also have to build a concept behind the each and individual question. Has it been clear? Ravi, एक बार बता दे मेरे को. So may I know which is going to be the answer for this? Which is going to be the answer for this? So, yeah. D is supposed to be the best most answer which we get for this given question. D. The answer is supposed to be of R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V divided by R. Current source, sir, as load current impedance of. Yes. Clear? If they must have asked, they could have taken this as a load. Chalo. This question I am changing a bit. Rather taking the reference of this block as a load, if they must have taken this block as a load. In this case, this must have a voltage series. This must have been voltage source. Why, my dear friend? See, whatever the voltage is been stuck at this point, the same voltage would be transferred at this. This voltage is been physically grounded, and this voltage will not change until unless R1, R2, or V will not change. Even R is being keep changing from its place, still the voltage difference between this block remains same. So this becomes a voltage source. A source where the load voltage is not at all changing as the value of load resistance is been changing. Yes, so this block or the location of this block must have been served as a voltage source. So you can make another question as well. You can make this as a load, and now it becomes a voltage. And may I know what has been the amount of voltage which it carries? The same voltage, and that is nothing but V R2 divided by of R1 plus R2. Keep in mind, in operational amplifier, this has always been a place of constant current source, and this has been a place of a constant voltage source. Yes. Anyways, let me read this problem once again. क्या होता है कई बार गेट के क्वेश्चन नहीं होते ना तो थोड़े बहुत इनकम्प्लीट क्वेश्चन होते हैं. पहले तो मेरे को स्क्रूटनी कर लेने दो. लेट मी स्क्रूटनाइज दिस क्वेश्चन that whether this problem has been a complete in sense of or not. What would be the output of a following circuit? Okay, till this point there had not been any discussion. If a positive going unipolar pulse, unipolar means either it has been only positive, means only and only it is going upside. With an amplitude greater than Vref is applied at the input. V naught will go high momentarily and returns to low. V naught will go low momentarily and returns to high. V naught will go high and remains high. V naught will not change. Anyways, what will be? Okay, let me check it out. That is what I'm saying. No, this has not been a complete question, but still I'll try to figure it out what exactly it is trying to say. पल्स बोला है तो इसका वेट तो जरूर होगा, डेफिनेटली इट विल हैव अ वेट. देखिए, if a positive going pulse with an amplitude greater than Vref, ठीक है, value is greater than Vref. Let's say this is been V, which is been greater than Vref. This is Vref. Yes, great. चले देख लेते हैं. If Vi goes greater than Vref, what would happen? Now all the way R1, R1, R, ये पूरा यहाँ से connect हो रहा है. This becomes short circuited. This becomes short circuited. Problem में क्या पूछा गया है? V naught will go high momentarily and returns to low. V naught will go low momentarily and returns to high. V naught will go high and remain high. V naught will go. यार देखो यार क्या ही गलत बात किया है यार. देखो थोड़ा सावधानी से समझो इसको. देखो समझना है इसमें क्या बोला हुआ है. जो V प्लस है उसको जीरो से कनेक्ट किया है. यार प्लस प्लस दे हैव टेकन यार. व्हाट टू डू नाउ? दे मस्ट हैव टेकन माइनस नाउ. एंड दे मस्ट हैव टेकन VCC. इसका मतलब the output voltage can only be in between VCC to 0. Although we used to have plus VCC minus VCC, but in this question, they're taken as VCC and 0. Agreed? Has it been clear? So, try to understand if Vi is been greater than Vref, what would happen? This diode would become on. And as this diode would become on, it would get a gain of V naught is equals to minus R2 by R1 into V in. And where the V in has been positive? Where the V in has been positive? Yes. Virtually speaking, this value will try to settle at a negative voltage. Negative voltage. Yes. Negative voltage. I am not able to understand what exactly it has been asking. According to me, the answer has happened. See, V naught cannot go beyond zero. If it goes beyond zero, what would happen? It would be stuck at zero. So according to me, the answer would happen. See, this and it remains this only. This. Why? Initially, this is at zero. This is at 0. Yes, sir. And now also this is at 0. So V naught will not change its previous state. It remains at it remains at 0. कितने लोग एग्री करेंगे ये देखो. It remains at 0. Why? क्योंकि आपने इनपुट तो दिया but input is going beyond 0 volt. 0 volt से negative side में जा रहा है but it won't allow beyond 0 volt. So obviously the output will be settled at 0 only. Output would be settled at 0 only. So this has been the case now. You can assume. चले बताए मेरे को. Has it been clear or not? पहले वी रैप को आपने 0 रखा था, 0 के कारण आउटपुट भी 0 था। अग्री करते हैं सर। वीआई आपने लगाया, वीआई को वीरैप से ज़्यादा जैसे ही लेके गया, ये डायोड ऑन होगा, ये डायोड जैसे ही ऑन होगा, यू कैन सी वेरी वेल द वी नॉट विल ट्राई टू गो बियॉन्ड 0 वोल्ट, और 0 वोल्ट से जैसे ही बाहर जाएगा, सर हियर डायोड, देन व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट? सी, दिस voltage is Vref, Vin is greater than Vref. So this Vin all the way will make this diode short circuited. It becomes a proper inverting amplifier, and there again is supposed to be f minus R2 by R1. हाँ, दैट इज़ व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। अब आप लाइफ टाइम के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट आई वाज़ सेइंग, देयर कुड बी अ कांसेप्ट ऑफ रिवर्स रिकवरी टाइम, there could be a concept of reverse recovery time, but nowhere it is been given. I will say the diode has been ideal most. So while going into the reverse bias to forward, एक चीज़ ध्यान देना, अगर आप बोल रहे हैं लाइफ टाइम, ठीक? So there could be a different cases. See, एक होता है forward recovery time और एक होता है reverse recovery time. So from reverse to forward, it takes time. But from reverse to forward, it takes certain amount of time. But from forward to reverse, it takes a huge amount of time. Anyways, that part of transient time, which also include forward recovery time and reverse recovery time, has been idealized and they were taken as zero. I can say whenever the reverse biasing has been applied, at that moment this becomes reverse bias open circuit, and when the forward bias has been applied, at that moment this becomes forward bias and this becomes short circuit. Eddie, Mr. Ravi, has it been clear what exactly I wanted to communicate through this picture, or is still some doubt is left out? ये यही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ रवि, this problem is not been well crafted, but still all of the different aspects of the angle which this problem carries are clearly communicated over here. So they must have said initially output voltage is been rest at 0. Then after applying this input, what is going to be the outcome? Otherwise, you do in this way. See, input had not been applied. My dear friend, input had not been applied. Just try to understand it this way. Yes, the input had not been applied. So this becomes VREF. But would you be having any amount of current across it? No, sir. Output is going to be zero only. Output is going to be zero only. So Ravi, that is what I am saying. This has not been a complete question. अगर इस तरीके के क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो बीच का ही आंसर आपको देना पड़ेगा. So that is why I had a very high regard for the questions, specifically which do come into the gate. At least they have been complete questions. They have been the complete question. Although it could be difficult, there could be a little bit discrepancy out of 65 questions. There could be a mistake, one or two.